What if you could grow fish and vegetables in the same system, using 90% less water than traditional farming? In this video, I'll show you exactly how to set up an aquaponic farming system from scratch, on a small homestead or even in your backyard. We'll cover the basics, the equipment you actually need, and a simple DIY setup that's affordable but built to last. If you're new here, this channel is Homestead Thrive. We focus on systems-based homesteading, where animals, plants, water and nutrients work together in self-sustaining loops. Subscribe now and hit the bell so you don't miss future guides on building your own living machine on 1 acre or less. Let's start with how aquaponics actually works and why it's such a powerful loop for a self-sustaining homestead. Aquaponics is a combination of aquaculture, which is raising fish, and hydroponics, which is growing plants without soil. In this system, fish produce waste. Beneficial bacteria convert that waste into nutrients. Plants absorb those nutrients and clean the water. Then the clean water flows back to the fish. This creates a closed loop where waste becomes food and water is constantly recycled. Aquaponics uses 90 to 99% less water than traditional soil farming, and it doesn't require chemical fertilizers. That makes it perfect for small homesteads, backyards, and even urban spaces with limited room. If you're serious about building a self-sustaining homestead, aquaponics can be the heart of your food production system. In the comments, I want to know, have you ever tried aquaponics before, or is this your first time hearing about it? To build a small, affordable aquaponics system, you need a few key components. First, a fish tank. This can be a food-grade plastic tank, an IBC tote, or a round fish tank. Second, grow beds. These sit above or beside the tank and hold your plants and growing media. Third, a water pump. This is a submersible pump sized for your tank volume. Fourth, plumbing. This includes PVC pipes, fittings, and a standpipe or bell siphon to drain water back to the tank. Fifth, growing media. This can be clay balls, gravel, or other media that supports plant roots. Sixth, fish. Good beginner choices include tilapia, trout, catfish, or hardy local species depending on your climate. Seventh, plants. Start with leafy greens and herbs like lettuce, kale, spinach, basil, and mint. And eighth, a water test kit to monitor pH, ammonia, nitrite, and nitrate. You can keep costs down by using IBC totes cut in half, with one half as a tank and the other as a grow bed. Look for used food-grade tanks and pumps locally instead of buying everything new. Start small with one tank and 1 or 2 grow beds, then add more beds as you learn. This modular approach means you can scale up over time without a huge upfront cost. Before we move to the build, hit the like button if you're finding this guide helpful. It really supports the channel and helps other homesteaders find this video. Now let's walk through the actual step-by-step build of your aquaponic system. First, choose a location that is flat, stable, near power, and preferably with some sun and shade control. Make sure the site has access to water and drainage. Think about where you want this system long-term. You don't want to move it once it's full of water, fish, and plants. Second, set up the fish tank. Place it on a level surface, on a stand or pad, then fill it with water. If you're using an IBC tote or large tank, make sure the base is reinforced. Water is heavy, and you don't want the tank to crack or shift. Third, install your grow beds. Position them above or beside the tank, depending on your design. Make sure the beds are level so water flows evenly. Fourth, add your growing media. Rinse the media thoroughly to remove dust. Fill the grow beds to the proper depth, usually 12 to 18 inches for most leafy greens. Fifth, install the pump and plumbing. Place the submersible pump in the tank. Connect the pump to the pipes that deliver water to the grow beds. Set up the drain so water flows back to the tank using a bell siphon or standpipe. Test the plumbing before adding fish. Run the system for a few hours and check for leaks. Sixth, cycle the system before adding fish. This means running the system and building up beneficial bacteria. This cycling process can take 4 to 6 weeks if you're starting completely from scratch. Test the water regularly for ammonia, nitrite, nitrate, and pH. Only add fish slowly once the cycle is established. If you add fish too soon, they can get sick or die from high ammonia or nitrite levels. If you want a faster start, you can buy beneficial bacteria from a hydroponics or aquarium store. Seventh, add your plants. Start with leafy greens and herbs like lettuce, kale, spinach, basil, and mint. These plants are forgiving and grow quickly in aquaponics. Eighth, add your fish. Start with hardy species appropriate for your climate. If you're in a warm climate, tilapia is a great beginner fish. In cooler climates, trout or catfish may be better. Start with a low stocking density. It's better to have fewer fish and let the system mature than to overload it too soon. Once your system is running, the key is keeping the balance right. Check the pump daily at first, then weekly. Test the water weekly for pH, ammonia, nitrite, and nitrate. Clean filters as needed and top off water to replace evaporation. Common mistakes include adding too many fish too soon, not cycling the system properly, using wrong pH or temperature, and overfeeding fish. Avoid using chemicals that kill beneficial bacteria, and always research which fish and plants work best together in your climate. If you make a mistake, don't panic. Aquaponics is a learning process, and most systems stabilize after a few months. In the comments, tell me, are you planning a small backyard system or a full homestead scale setup? What's your biggest concern? Cost, space, or keeping the balance right? I read comments and try to answer as many as I can. For beginners, the best fish are hardy and forgiving. Tilapia is excellent for warm climates. Trout works well in cooler water. Catfish is another hardy option in many regions. You can also start with ornamental fish, like goldfish or koi, for a non-food pilot system. For plants, start with lettuce, kale, spinach, basil, mint, and other leafy greens and herbs. Once your system is mature and nutrient levels are high, you can add fruiting plants like tomatoes, peppers, and cucumbers. Fruiting plants need more nutrients, so wait until your system has been running for at least 3 to 6 months before adding them. Always match fish and plants with similar pH and temperature needs. Some systems work best at a pH around 6.8 to 7.0, which is a good middle ground for both fish and plants. If you're serious about mastering aquaponics, consider watching the next video in this series where I'll show you how to build a budget aquaponics system for under $500. Aquaponic farming lets you grow fish and vegetables in one closed loop using a fraction of the water traditional farming needs. Start small, cycle your system properly, and scale up as you learn. If you're building your first aquaponics system, I want to know, are you planning a backyard setup or a full homestead system? Are you more worried about cost, space, or keeping the balance right? Let me know in the comments. Aquaponic farming can be the backbone of your self-sustaining homestead loop. If you found this guide helpful, hit the like button and share it with someone who's thinking about starting their own aquaponics system. Subscribe to Homestead Thrive and turn on notifications so you never miss a new systems-based homesteading guide. In the next video, we'll build a complete budget aquaponics setup step by step with exact costs and a shopping list. We'll also cover how to choose the right tank, pump, and fish for your climate on a tight budget. Set an alert now so you're ready when that video drops. Aquaponics is one of the most powerful tools for building a self-sustaining homestead. Combine it with smart animal systems, smart garden layouts, and smart water management, and you can produce a surprising amount of food on just 1 acre. That's the Homestead Thrive approach. Fewer inputs, more output, and a farm that works like a living machine. Thanks for watching. Build your loop, grow your food, and I'll see you in the next video.